Okay, so our application is functional. The backend is solid, the database is set, and all our tests have passed. But now, we're moving into a completely different phase. This module isn't about making it work, it's about making it findable.
Right, let's map out our journey. We'll start by defining the findability problem itself. Then we'll break SEO down into its 4 core dimensions. We'll see how to automate the whole process using Codex, then dive into how we verify everything with Core Web Vitals and a manual audit. And finally, we'll define our deliverable and see what's next.
So, picture this. You've built the most technically perfect hotel booking website. You deploy it, and it just sits there, on page 47 of Google's search results, where absolutely no one will ever see it. This is the central problem we're solving. When a visitor from the diaspora searches for a boutique hotel Lagos, Nigeria, or a local searches for a 4-star hotel in Victoria Island, Lagos, our site has to be on that first page.
SEO, search engine optimization, is what changes that. It's the entire process of making your site easy for search engines to understand, to index, and ultimately to rank highly. So that's what we're going to fix. We're going to implement professional-grade search optimization using the Codex SEO Specialist skill and make sure this site gets seen.
Now, to do this correctly, you have to understand that SEO isn't just one thing. It operates across 4 distinct dimensions. This framework is exactly how we'll structure our implementation. First up is technical SEO. Think of this as the foundation, the structural integrity of the site itself. It covers things like page load speed, mobile friendliness, HTTPS, having a sitemap, and a proper robots.txt file. The good news? This is all measurable, it's fixable, and it's what Codex is primarily going to implement for us.
Next, we have on-page SEO. This is all about the content on the page. We're talking about page titles, meta descriptions, the structure of your headings, and image alt text. And here's the golden rule. Every single page must have its own unique and relevant metadata. No exceptions.
Our third dimension is page speed. This isn't just a nice-to-have, it is a direct ranking signal. Google measures your site's performance using a framework called Core Web Vitals. It's brutally simple. A slow site ranks lower. And beyond Google, remember that real visitors will abandon a page if it takes more than 3 seconds to load.
And finally, we have structured data. This is extra information we embed in the page using a machine-readable format called JSON-LD. It explicitly tells Google what the content on the page is. This is a hotel, this is a room, this is a price. When you implement this correctly, it can trigger what are called rich results in Google search, things like star ratings and pricing that show up right there in the search listing.
So how do we build all of this out? Well, instead of doing it all by hand, we're going to lean on automation. We'll use the Codex SEO Specialist skill. A single, well-crafted prompt will apply this entire 4-dimensional framework across every public page of our project.
The scope of this one prompt is really quite impressive. It handles 7 distinct tasks for us. It will install and configure react-helmet-async. It'll implement unique metadata for every single page. It adds the structured data we just talked about. It creates the robots.txt file, generates the sitemap.xml, optimizes for Core Web Vitals, and it even audits all our image alt text.
Let's get really specific on that structured data piece. For the homepage, Codex applies the schema.org/hotel schema, which includes all the key business details. For each room detail page, it uses schema.org/hotel room, and that includes the price in Nigerian naira. And for the confirmation page, it uses schema.org/reservation action, which is a signal to crawlers that a booking was successfully completed.
With the implementation done, our job shifts to verification. We can't just blindly trust the automation. We have to understand what was implemented and confirm that it's working correctly. We'll start with the key metrics Google uses to measure page experience.
Okay, these are the 3 core web vitals. First is largest contentful paint, or LCP. The target is under 2.5 seconds. The fix is to set loading eager and fetch priority high on the main hero image. Next is cumulative layout shift, or CLS. Here, the target is a score below 0.1. The fix for this is adding explicit width and height attributes to all image tags. Finally, there's input delay, measured by FID or INP. The target is under 200 milliseconds, and this is improved by code splitting with react.lazy.
Here's a breakdown of the metadata strategy. Take a look at the unique titles and descriptions for the homepage and the rooms list. They focus on important keywords like luxury, location, and the starting price from 20,000 naira. The room detail pages are dynamic. They pull in the specific room name. And crucially, the login and register pages are tagged with no index, no follow. We never want those appearing in search results.
Now we get into the practical, hands-on part of verification. We need to look at the tools and techniques we'll use for our manual checks. This means understanding sitemaps, the hard refresh, and how to run a Lighthouse audit.
The sitemap.xml file is basically an index of every single public page on your site. Once you deploy, you take its URL and you submit it to Google Search Console. This is the step that officially tells Google, hey, I exist, and here's a map of all the pages you should crawl and index. Without this step, discovery by Google can take much, much longer.
It's essential that you understand the different types of refresh when you're doing SEO work. A normal refresh, just hitting F5, might serve you a page from your browser's cache. That means you might not be seeing your latest changes. A hard refresh, however, forces the browser to completely ignore the cache and fetch a brand new copy from the server. This shows you exactly what a search engine crawler is seeing.
So here are the specific techniques you need to know. For a hard refresh, it's Control-Shift-R on Windows or Command-Shift-R on a Mac. For an even deeper clean, you can open DevTools, right-click the reload icon, and select Empty Cache and Hard Reload. The most reliable method during development, though, is to go to the Network tab in DevTools and just check the Disable Cache box. But the ultimate test is always an incognito window. It starts with a completely empty cache every time. All right, let's talk about Lighthouse. This is Google's auditing tool, and it's built right into the Chrome browser. To run it, you just open DevTools, go to the Lighthouse tab, and analyze the page load. What you're looking for is a score in the 90 to 100 range. That means you're good to ship. Anything below 90 needs improvement, and scores between 0 and 49 are considered poor. Those must be fixed before deployment. Our target is a perfect 100 for SEO and over 90 for performance.
Lighthouse is an incredible tool, but it doesn't catch everything. And that's why we have this, a final 11-item manual checklist. These are things that automated tools can and often will miss.
Let's walk through this one by one. Number 1, verify that react-helmet-async is in your package.json. This library is the engine for all our metadata. If it's missing, nothing else works. Number 2, check the home page's title tag in DevTools. Make sure it's descriptive and contains your main keywords. Number 3, confirm that the room detail titles are dynamic. Click between two different rooms and watch that title tag change in the Browser tab. This proves each page is unique. Number 4, ensure OG title and OG description exist in the page's head. These open graph tags control how your site looks when shared on social media. Number 5, find the application/LD plus JSON script tag. This is your structured data. Confirm the home page has @type hotel. Number 6 and 7, access /robots.txt and /sitemap.xml directly in your browser. You should see the file content, not a 404 error. Number 8, go to the login page and check for the meta-robots tag with content equals no index, no follow. This is critical for keeping private pages out of search. Number 9, run the console script to check for any missing image alt text. Number 10, make a small change, perform a hard refresh, and confirm you see that change. This validates that you are bypassing the cache. And finally, number 11, run a full Lighthouse audit and verify that the SEO score is 90 or higher. This is your final sign-off.
So at the end of this module, the deliverable is a fully optimized application. Every public page has unique metadata, proper structured data, and excellent performance, all confirmed by a Lighthouse SEO score of 90+. Our site is now discoverable, it's measurable, and it's ready for its pre-deployment security audit.
And that brings us to the final, critical question. Our application is findable and it's fast. That's a huge milestone. But is it secure? That is what we're going to cover in Module 09, where Kilo Code will perform a comprehensive security review before anything goes live.